I have to ask, how is fluid milk doing? Should we be worried about it? And how is Checkoff making sure that we're spending money from our milk checks and our hard-earned dollars to ensure that we are still viable and sustainable here in our corner of the world?
Madeline, you want to start and I'll finish.
Yeah, I mean, so it is true that we've been seeing a decline over many decades in terms of fluid milk consumption in this country. We also know that, we got hit with some really, terrible events over the last several years. So first, COVID hit us. That maybe saw a little bit of an uptick in terms of fluid milk sales. But then certainly, people were on the move again, and then inflation hit us hard, right? So we do see an impact from a consumer perspective. What I would tell you is that currently the decline, the rate of decline that we're experiencing is not that different than what we've had endured kind of over the long historical period of time. But it is down. As we look within that fluid milk market, we do see some growth spaces, though. We see whole milk has come back, after many, many, many decades of decline. Now people have permission to kind of enjoy those whole fat products again. So we're seeing nice increases there. We're also seeing really good growth in kind of that lactose-free area. Jenny, you mentioned a little bit earlier, the importance of really trying to make sure we connect with all types of people. And certainly those with lactose intolerance are now able to kind of enjoy that product, and we're seeing good growth there as well. So again, the entire category is down, but we're finding some areas that we can build on for the future. We need more of those areas, I guess I would say.
Yeah, and to build off, when you look at the category where there's been investment, there's growth. Value added is milk, high protein, low sugar, lactose free. Now we've launched, recently you see probiotic, right? So functional benefits that consumers are looking for, and guess what? They're paying $2 more per gallon than plant-based. You look at where we've invested in science, like the whole fat as a percent of growth of the category has moved up 12 percentage points the last decade, where flavor has grown over the last 5 years. So where there's investment in brands, and that's what's typical in any category. I grew up in pizza. If you didn't invest in new product every year, guess what happened? Your competitors did. And what happened was milk was controlled by players who didn't invest every year, didn't think about the consumer, put the consumers first. Now you have new players coming into the category, acting like a branded category again, and investing in the future. The only thing that's declining, if you look at the last 5 years, is that conventional low-fat milk, right? And that's been controlled majority by private label, the retailers. And I would bet you ask any farmer, you don't want to give your business over to a retailer, right? So we're taking the business back and investing into the future. And again, it goes back to better packaging, better science, better messaging. And so we're working with MilkPEP and the processors, if you've seen over the last 12 months, where they've got more aggressive in their marketing campaign around milk hydrate. They call it their parade of claims. Milk hydrates better than water, the power of protein, to retake that health and wellness piece that we need to do with that consumer. That's one of the phases. Other one, again, is we're working with a lot of players in the industry, looking at new packaging, graphics, and structure, looking at bringing like more functional, like we said, the probiotics and even further benefits of whether it's immunity, calming, stress spaces that that consumers. And then also we've seen quality improvement in the industry as well. So players are investing back in the category, and that's what it's going to take to keep it relevant in that. And so we're still in 92% of household, despite probably about 20,000 new beverage products a year. I always encourage the farmers to go, next time they go to the store, don't walk the milk section, walk the beverage section. And the billions of dollars. If you go back to coffee 25 years ago, coffee was it was Maxwell House and Folgers. Try to find that now. And guess what that sold for on a price per ounce? And look at what they're selling coffee for on a price per ounce. And then go to the ready to drink coffee section. You got La Colombe. That sells for 40. Last time I looked, it's $40 a gallon in that little glass. So I have people tell me we can't sell milk for $3.88 a gallon. I go, they're buying a coffee and with milk for 40. So again, there's a premiumization is coming to the category as consumers look for that experience and in the category. So I think I'm a big believer that we're just getting started in the relevancy of milk and consumers coming back to whole foods. And we're seeing that plant-based over the last 12 months is down in volume 2.6%. So, and they're starting to go at each other. They're talking about who's got a cleaner label, because, everybody knows that they've got a lot of stabilizers and additives to try to make up for the stuff that they can't deliver in reality. So, I think there's a future with milk.
I want you to give me 3 words to describe how you want farmers to feel after this conversation, or what you want them to take away from this conversation. So 3 words. Paul, you go first, and then you, Madeline, will have the last 3 words.
First would be, as I think through the category in our future, is fun. Again, the first thing, consumer buys product for taste. So fun. Number 2, functional. I think that when we look at the food as medicine and all that is coming, and the third is value, not just volume. So fun, functional, and value.
Thank you. And Madeline?
I would say proud of the accomplishments of the industry so far, long term. I'd say positive, as you look to the future, there's a lot of untapped markets out there. I think pointing just to the European market, certainly we're still in our infancy in some areas like yogurt and cheese as well. And then I would say growth. See it as something that's going to continue to grow.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, folks.